All right, let's just dive right in. If you've been following the news lately, you know the tech world just got blasted by an absolute fire hose of information. I mean, Google literally published an article titled 100 Things We Announced at Google I/O. 100. That is a massive, massive amount of noise to sift through. So in today's explainer, we're going to cut right through that overwhelming tidal wave of updates. We're tossing out the background noise and zeroing in on the pure signal of this new AI era. We're talking foundational shifts, the controversies, and the genuinely mind-blowing tech hitting the market right now.
To make sense of all this, we've organized everything into four main areas. First up, the Gemini model upgrades. Second, we'll look at how AI agents are actually taking action. Third, we'll tackle the search and privacy dilemmas. And finally, we'll wrap up with the wild and weird tech.
So starting off with Section 1, the Gemini model upgrades, where we're seeing faster, cheaper models.
Right now, the whole industry is going through this massive shift. We're moving away from purely chasing those top benchmark scores, just for bragging rights, and instead focusing on making models faster and way more usable. Just look at the sheer economics of intelligence here. If you want to input 1 million tokens, Claude Opus 4.7 and OpenAI's GPT 5.5 both sit at about $5. But Google's newly announced Gemini 3.5 Flash, it comes in at just $1.50. That is a staggering speed-to-intelligence ratio. Now sure, it might fall just slightly short of Opus or GPT 5.5 on intense coding benchmarks, but Flash is more than 3 times as fast and costs a fraction of the price. For developers building real-world apps, a highly capable lightning-fast model at a steep discount is exactly what they care about most.
And this brilliantly shows the two-pronged approach Google is taking. While Flash handles the speed and the cost, their second new model, Gemini Omni, is all about multimodal creation. Get this, the engineering team literally described Omni as nano banana for video. It's basically a superpowered video editor grounded in deep world knowledge. You can just prompt it with everyday language to generate, say, a claymation explainer of protein folding, and it will accurately animate alpha helices and beta sheets entirely out of digital clay. Or you can scan a QR code, record a quick selfie, and drop a digital avatar of yourself directly into any generated scene. It's wild. It is a massive step toward models that can take literally any input and turn it into any output.
But here's the catch: access. Getting your hands on these high-end omni-generation features isn't going to be free. Google announced a new pricing structure, introducing this Google AI Ultra tier, which will run you a clean $100 a month.
Moving right along to Section 2, AI agents take action, ushering in the era of autonomous AI.
We are officially pivoting from AI models that just think and chat with you to AI agents that actually do things on your behalf. Autonomous action is absolutely the next major frontier here. To wrap your head around how this works, think about the fundamental workflow of an agent. First, it connects to your existing tools. Then, it synthesizes the context. And finally, it takes authorized action. The source material highlights a great example of this, a startup called Victor. Victor is an agent that plugs directly into Slack, so instead of you typing some generic prompt into a chatbot, Victor can autonomously dive into your Google Ads, pull all the performance data, build a comprehensive report, and send it straight to your marketing team. Crucially, though, you stay in control. The agent checks in before doing anything risky, like moving money or emailing someone outside your company.
Well, Google is aggressively jumping into this space too with Gemini Spark. Now, unlike local agents, Spark is entirely cloud-based. That means it's always running on Google servers even when your laptop is completely shut. It connects deeply across your Gmail and calendar. It can synthesize raw meeting notes, and it uses Model Context Protocol, or MCP connectors, to do things like book tables on OpenTable or design a flyer in Canva. It can even organize a neighborhood block party by coordinating emails with your neighbors for you. You can also import existing skills you've already built on platforms like OpenClaw or Hermes. But again, Google really emphasizes user control here, letting you set strict trust thresholds so this super powerful agent doesn't just, go rogue.
All right, Section 3, the search and privacy dilemmas, because with new tech comes new controversies.
So naturally, with massive technological leaps come massive disruptions, and that starts right at the core of the internet itself. There's an immense, undeniable tension at the heart of Google's new AI search mode. On one side, you have organic links. This is how the web has historically worked, right? Creators write blogs, users click links, and those creators earn ad revenue or sell subscriptions. On the other side, Google is rolling out these AI overviews. These instantly generate highly capable answers right at the top of the page. It can even dynamically code interactive visuals like, say, a slider showing how black holes affect spacetime directly in the search result.
It's incredibly convenient for us as users, for sure, but it actively pushes down the traditional links that creators rely on to survive.
Which brings us to this really tough existential question. If AI summarizes the web so perfectly that we all stop clicking links, where does the web's fresh content actually come from in the future? Think about it. If creators lose their financial incentive to publish, they might just stop writing. And if they stop writing, the AI is eventually going to run out of fresh, accurate data to pull its answers from. It's a very delicate balancing act, and search engines are currently wrestling hard to figure it out.
And it's not just search facing a dilemma right now. Over at OpenAI, they recently rolled out a new personal finance experience inside ChatGPT that integrates directly with Plaid. Basically, this lets the AI analyze your actual bank account details to offer financial guidance. Obviously, this raises some major privacy questions. As one user put it, "I'm just not sure how I feel having details about my finances in the hands of a company that might build an ads-based business." It's a remarkably powerful tool, absolutely, but it's one that requires an immense amount of trust.
Which brings us to Section 4, the wild and weird tech. Welcome to the spaghetti phase.
Okay, let's step back from the heavy existential questions for a second and look at the incredibly fun, experimental tech companies are testing out right now. This is the true throw spaghetti at the wall and see what sticks phase. Let's rapidly cover some of Google's wildest experiments from the event. They introduced the universal cart, meaning you can add items from completely different merchants across the web into one single checkout. It's even smart enough to warn you if you accidentally add an incompatible CPU and motherboard to your cart. Then there's the update to Project Genie. You can now generate a fully controllable 3D animated character, like, I don't know, a monkey on roller skates, and drop it directly into real-world Google Street View data, like right outside Petco Park in San Diego. They also teased Google AI glasses coming this fall to help you navigate and translate on the go. Plus, Google's SynthID watermark for detecting AI generation is now being widely adopted by competitors like OpenAI and 11 Labs.
Now, there's also a fascinating parallel race happening in audio right now. Both Spotify and Amazon are basically trying to turn AI into your personal radio host. Spotify announced personal podcasts. This generates private, short-form audio deep dives tailored exactly to your listening habits, like a 5-minute breakdown on economics just for you. But not to be outdone, Amazon announced Alexa Plus. This thing can instantly generate full podcast-style episodes on virtually any topic you ask for, with zero prep work required.
We're also seeing the barrier to entry absolutely plummet for developers. Cursor released their new Composer 2.5 model. It performs on par with massive state-of-the-art models like Opus 4.7 or GPT 5.5 on major coding benchmarks. But here's the kicker. Instead of costing $5 or $11, it costs less than $1 per task. The cost of raw digital intelligence is, quite simply, falling through the floor.
Let's finish up with some rapid-fire industry hits that really show just how fast things are moving right now. In a massive talent shift, AI pioneer Andrej Karpathy officially joined Anthropic. Over in music, Spotify and Universal Music Group struck a deal to actually pay artists when fans create AI-generated remixes of their songs, which is huge. A tool called Granola is now using AI to automatically research the LinkedIn profiles of people you're about to have a Zoom meeting with, so you show up perfectly prepped. And finally, Boston Dynamics showcased a new robot that doesn't just go to the kitchen to fetch you a drink. It literally picks up and carries the entire refrigerator over to you. I mean, wow.
It is a wildly creative, slightly chaotic time in tech right now. We are clearly transitioning away from companies just trying to win math benchmarks and moving into an era focused entirely on everyday utility. We're talking agents, personalized audio, ultra-cost-efficient coding, and robotic heavy lifting. But with all of these tech giants throwing everything they can at the wall, I want to leave you with this question. Which of this spaghetti will actually stick and become something you literally can't live without in your daily workflow? Thanks so much for exploring this with me today, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.